GG. As spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, also in land of Poland, representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. We go. Found some chocolate in my kitchen. Oh, let's go. That's the best kind of chocolate. The kind you didn't know you had. Let's go. As for now, we are going to be opening up. Now, Krystianer, when it comes to his PvP, he isn't too aggressive with it. What I mean by that, he's usually very mid-game oriented. We rarely get to see Krystianer go for... we rarely get to see him go for proxies and proxy, like, 4-gate or proxy robo. Even proxy stargate isn't really Krystianer's go-to. He typically thrives in that mid-game off of a 3-base economy. MaNa, on the other hand, is more chaotic. MaNa, he has no fear, he has no shame, he is willing to proxy it up at any moment at any time, or play macro as well, which is what makes MaNa that much more deadly, that much more unpredictable. For the time being, 2-gate opener, Krystianer is keeping his eye open here for the second pylon. Likewise, MaNa going for a later scout, but is not setting up for a proxy. So both players keeping an eye on each other. There we go. Does confirm the pylon. Pylon has been found. Likewise, second pylon for Krystianer as well. And both will confirm. As the probe does dip in and confirms the pylon. With this, we know that there is no proxy. There's no shenanigans, at least early on. From here, we're looking for the third pylon, and we're looking to delay the expansion for as long as possible. We have our first 2 units. MaNa going Sentry Expand. Greedy build out of MaNa. Krystianer going Stalker Adept. Now, basically, MaNa, he is skipping his second unit. Ooh, and he is pylon blocked, so as a result, Robo first. Interesting. Robo first is leading towards aggression. This can lead into an early Prism, early mortar production as well. This is a really drastic response from MaNa, and the problem is Krystianer, he doesn't know. Remember, Krystianer, he got zoned away from the main, he was blocking the expansion, he's now out, and Krystianer, he doesn't see what's happening. Likewise, Adept Stalker Opener means no Sentry, no Hallucination Scout. He has to rely on the Adept to get some kind of scouting information. He's moving out across the map. If we see another gateway, it's going to be a 1-base all-in. Like, the longer this goes on, the more it's feeling like a 1-base all-in, but ooh, okay, MaNa does expand. No third gateway, thankfully. Adept shades in. Adept is denied. Adept is going to be denied. Immortal is being produced early on. Now, there is a timing available here to MaNa where he can build up to 1 or even 2 Immortals, move out across the map early on with sentries. Yep, sentries are on the way, and he can break the natural here. Like, this is a really devastating push that MaNa is setting up. And Krystianer, he needs to confirm. He doesn't. He does not confirm. Oh, no! Oh, barely doesn't get in. But now trading well against the initial army. Takes down the pylon. Pylon does fall. Immortal has arrived. And with that, Krystianer has to back the hell off. Has to pull away. Here comes that War Prism. Looks like MaNa is going to commit. Adept shades in. Confirms the opener. Gets 1 probe. Distracting his opponent. And back at him, we can see Krystianer, he responds with his own robo. He needs his own immortal production to catch up. He's trying to. Likewise, proxy pylon to reinforce across the map. Yep, there's that third gateway. It's an all-in. Like, this natural base really is just for show. It's going to be just for show. And it's on Krystianer here to take a fight. Where are the shield batteries? It's late. Late shield battery here for Krystianer. And without shield batteries with only stalkers, it's going to be a rough hold. It's not going to be easy. MaNa moving in. Again, he's not making any more probes. Shade towards the main. Elevatoring in. Oh, does force field, and he locks down Krystianer. He's locked out. Forced to recall. Does recall over, but the army has arrived. Nice force fields. Remember, there's no blink. Yeah, there is no blink. Krystianer being zoned away. Army's taking a lot of hits. Shield battery out of NG. Immortal's trying to push through. The boys are being pulled. And the boys are being pulled. Immortal takes a lot of damage. Stalkers get the better concave. And MaNa gets forced out of the main. Whew. Krystianer, he's holding on at the same time. Adepts are getting to the main. 12 probes. 12 probes going down. MaNa, he was all in before. Now even more so. He has no economy. He has no sustain. The pressure's on, and MaNa, he is not breaking through this. Krystianer, he holds. Whew. He does hold on. Again, thankfully, Krystianer, he had that shield battery in the main base already. He had a shield battery in both bases. Did come into play. Did help support his army. And Krystianer, he did lose a couple of probes when he pulled the boys, but he could afford to. He could afford to lose some workers. As more depths, sorry, more probes are going down. And we've seen this before from MaNa, as he is getting some economic damage in the main. Micring back. Ooh, Prison takes a lot of hits. Takes a lot of damage. Despite that, MaNa, he trades well. Takes down the sword. Oh no! Takes him down. One more volley. Takes down both Immortals. Massive loss. And MaNa, has he recover? He doesn't. GG gets called. And Krystianer, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer getting the foresight to have that shield battery. He did recall in time, had the greater concave, did pull the boys, and again, was worth it losing all those workers. I don't know if you saw on the production tab, but I was about to talk about how MaNa, we've seen this before, where he falls behind after a failed all-in. What does he do? Disruptors. He had a bay on the way for disruptor production. That would have been his way to try to pull off a secondary all-in, but last Krystianer, he was all over him. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer takes the lead in the series. And can he keep this going? Again, Krystianer, he's kind of like the newer generation of Protoss in Poland, and Krystianer, you know, he's even been a House Galactic Battle champion in the past year. We'll see if MaNa can bounce back. We know that he can, but will he? Let's jump in. Next game is going to be on Erahome. Now, if you're curious, what exactly is Erahome? That's not a ladder map. It's not a map from the ladder. Here, in a lot of tournaments actually, including the OSC Season 12 Championship, we actually have an extended map pool, which means we have extra maps voted on by the player base. Erahome is one of them. This is a TLMC 17 map. Alongside Erahome maps, other older maps have been added, like Romanticide, as well as Gresvan. So Romanticide, Gresvan, and Erahome have been added to the map pool, and it looks like our players have decided to play on some of these maps. Sporting in the top right hand corner of Erahome, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Team Liquid down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is MaNa. And sporting in the other hand corner, and also moving out across the map with the probe. Let's go. We have the Polish Protoss, the other Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And welcome one and all to Erahome. Erahome is a rush map. It is very small, very short rush distance by ground, but there is a ramp coming into the natural. Now, because of this ramp, it is viable, it is legal to go for a gate expand. A gate into Cybercore, into Stargate, into Nexus. Economic builds here are common on Erahome because of this ramp, but because it's also a small map, you're still vulnerable to all-ins, and Krystianer is setting up the pylon, and he's setting up the proxy. And there it is. He's going for the one base all-in. Proxy gateway. We should be seeing additional gateways thrown down. Right now, MaNa is trying to keep an eye on what Krystianer is up to. Here comes the Cybercore from MaNa, and we should be seeing it from, yep, Krystianer as well. So far, everything looking normal, but a pylon is missing. So MaNa, he knows. He scouts, he counts, he knows the pylon should be in the main, is not here. It's somewhere. Something is wrong. Zealot first. Zealot first out of MaNa. Likewise, Zealot out of Krystianer as well. MaNa, does he send out a second probe to confirm what's going on? So far, he hasn't. But he's rallied out. There we go. It is out scouting. So, again, he knows that a pylon is missing, so he's looking. He's looking for the pylon. He does check this southern half of the map. And, he checks the north as well. He does confirm. And does get eyes on the gateway. And he's going straight for the pylon. Second pylon for Krystianer. Oh, Krystianer does pull away. Robo followed by the MaNa, so that is a Robo before expansion. Very safe play from MaNa. as the Stalker has arrived. A Zelda as well. We have more Stalkers on the way. Krystianer, he is attempting to commit. He's moving forward. For now, it's going to be zoned away. Zelda does wander into the main, does scout, does confirm the robo. Krystianer, he expands behind this. He does not throw down extra gateways. So only 2 gate. 2 gates into an expansion. This is a bit of a messy style here out of Krystianer as he gets 1 probe. Gets 1 probe in the main. Immortal production has begun. Now, what I'm concerned by here is that this defense out of MaNa can turn into an offensive. Like we saw even last game, right? Like a river opener into an all-in. We could see that again out of MaNa. And I'm concerned that Krystianer may have poked the bear. Like, sure, he is ahead when it comes to the bases. He's ahead in the economy. Stargate follow-up into Void Rays most likely, if he feels threatened. But can he deal with that Immortal push? As the first Immortal has arrived. Adept Shade is denied. But so far, Krystianer doing everything he can to keep his opponent busy. To keep MaNa back at home. Pylon's under fire. Krystianer pulls away. Let's pull back. So far, picks off a Stalker, not bad. Adepts do a great job tanking. They tank a lot of immortal hits. Phoenix is behind this, not Void Ray, okay. They get scouted by the hallucination. Prism is on the way for MaNa. With this Prism, just like the last game, should be an early move out. Should be an early move out here from MaNa. But the Phoenixes will complicate things. And again, MaNa is at least aware. Despite that, he moves out onto the map. Just halfway. From here, he pulls away. And again, because MaNa scouted those Phoenixes, he knows it's not safe. He knows it's not safe to move out, otherwise he will be picked off. He will be picked apart. So MaNa, he takes a defensive stance. Behind this, Twilight Council, Forge, +1. MaNa, he is not pushing. He's building up towards a longer game. Krystianer does confirm it. Up station into the mineral line. Probe's going to be targeted down. And Phoenixes, they can lift. They can and will find more damage. We're getting him to 5 probes. Krystianer, he's popping up. Getting more Phoenixes, getting more worker kills. Going for the sentry. And he gets it. Yeah, out of range of the shield battery. Gets one, he gets both. Oh my god. Krystianer just picking MaNa apart. Ay, ay, ay. As the Phoenixes are out of energy. They're out of energy, they can't lift anything else up. Otherwise they would. Oracle moves out. And Krystianer is going for a gateway focus composition. Meanwhile, MaNa, he does get across the map, but Epsa have arrived. And Phoenixes are out of position. Okay, a couple of probe kills. 3 probes going down. Phoenixes, they respond. There's the recall. But very nice damage here from MaNa. Very necessary as well. Oh, the micro. Let's go. Yo, the pickup micro out of MaNa. The Oracle takes a lot of damage, a lot of hits. Has to pull away. In the end, Krystianer still comes out ahead. The Oracle does survive. But very nice control. That could have been, that should have been so much worse. I'm sure Krystianer, he wants that Prism. Now, what's concerning to me, no shield battery. There's still no shield battery with the natural, so this Prism is very exposed. And he's going for it. Oh, no, my apologies. It is a shield battery. At the wall. Mineral line is exposed, though. Getting another 4 probe kills. As Krystianer, he's done making Phoenixes. Building up into Charge Lord Archon. Both players are. Charge Archon on the way. Krystianer the first to expand, taking a third base, still has a better economy. MaNa's getting ready for his move out, going for a massive gateway explosion. MaNa has not expanded, and he may not want to. Again, MaNa is behind. MaNa knows it. He knows he's been taking a lot of damage, a lot of hits, a lot of losses. So MaNa instead he commits to a 2-base all-in. How many gates? 6. Sorry, 7. 7 gateways here for MaNa. He has arrived. Massive warp-ins. Krystianer trying to respond. Does what the army is aware. But that's a lot of Archons. And again, Archons, they just chew through all these Zealots. Krystianer, he's up in supply, but his supply, it's subpar. How does he engage into 4 Archons? How does he? How can he? Not sure he can. MaNa, he goes off the ramp. He outpositions Krystianer. He's on the high ground. Depowers the gateway. And Krystianer, he's just locked out of his own base. He's locked out of his own expansion. Prism goes down after the warp in. And Krystianer's going to lose everything. Every probe is going down at the natural. Massive losses. And what can he do? He just can't touch this. There's just too many Archons. Is forced to recall. But last MaNa, he just turns back around. He spots the recall. Heads back to the natural. MaNa, he holds control of the choke point. Zelzek coming from behind. Goes to the lift. And Krystianer, can he break out? The surround is the best option. The best chance he has. And can he break through? Oh my god, there are too many Archons. Yeah, just too many Archons here. GG gets called. And MaNa will overwhelm and tie up the series at 1-1. GG. GG, well played. As we do see MaNa breaking through. How does he? How can he? Well, the answer is he cannot. It was a rhetorical question, but yes, he cannot engage. Again, as we saw, like it was a 2-base all-in out of MaNa. He had 4 Archons, and with a purely Zealot army, you cannot engage into that army. It does melt. It does, yeah, it's just less than ideal. Despite the fact that, of course, Krystianer, he had the higher supply to work with, was unable to engage. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. Game 3. It's a best of 5. We're getting into game 3. We're here to determine who will take a lead in the series. Will it go the way of MaNa or Krystianer? Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss. Representing Team Liquid, tying up the series 1-1, it is MaNa. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, also from the land of Poland, representing OSC Esports. It is Krystianer. Here we go. So PvP does continue. And so far, both games, MaNa has been forced into an all-in, both in Game 1 and in Game 2. This time, though, Krystianer, he was a little bit too greedy. He was not really expecting the kind of army to move out, despite Krystianer doing so much economic damage with his Phoenixes, despite him taking up into Charge Lots and Archons, of course. He just didn't have the robust army. He needed to deal with mass Archon himself. The Phoenixes, they did nothing. Sure, they were able to shut down the War Prism. You could argue that maybe if they had gone for the dive sooner, then maybe he could have held. I'm referring to sniping the War Prism before the Warp in, before those Zealots came in to reinforce. Potentially. But it was a hard call to make, and in the end, MaNa did overwhelm. And that leads us here into Game 3. For the time being, 2 gate open. 2 gate open out of MaNa, likewise 2 gate open out of Krystianer. Unlike the previous game, there is no ramp. There's no ramp coming into the natural. There is no incentive for an economic opener. So we have mirrored builds. Have mirrored builds. MaNa going to be hiding a second pylon. Love to see it. And Krystianer will confirm. Basically, one of the first things you do when it comes to your probe scouts, one of your big priorities here is counting and checking for the pylons of your opponent. Should be in the main. Krystianer's is. His second pylon is in the main base. MaNa's is not. And Krystianer, he knows it. He does confirm the pylon is missing, which means there's a high chance it's going to be a proxy. We can see it is a proxy, but not an all-in. It's a proxy Stargate. This is designed to get economic damage and then to expand behind it. This should be proxy Oracle, not Void Ray or Phoenix or anything like that. Just an Oracle to get across the map, to get into the mineral line, to get ahead economically. We do see Krystianer opening up with a Stargate himself back at home. Interesting. We even hide the third, but Jesus. We even hide the third pylon as well. The mind games, papi. Ay, ay, ay. We do have a defensive Stargate. We do see that Krystianer, his goal here should be to search, to look. Oh, he finds it. Oh my god. The probe does check the third base, and he has found the proxy Stargate. He knows, he's aware, which means he can open up Phoenix. And that is going to be a hard counter to the Oracle. Uh-oh. Krystianer, he does spot the two adepts. Has a pylon of his own. Stargate's done. Show us the Phoenix. Shield battery's on the way. And there it is. Phoenix is in production. And the problem here is that MaNa doesn't know. MaNa, he has no information. He has not gone into the main base. He doesn't know that he's walking into a trap. He's walking into a Phoenix. We'll see if he can save the Oracle. There's our proxy gateway. Krystianer turning this into a one base all in himself. His goal to shut down the Oracle. No! Oh my god. Oracle already taking a lot of hits. Takes a lot of damage. Phoenix is on the hunt. And, oh, he does barely. Oh, does he check? Doesn't find it yet. Does miss it. Oracle gets into the mineral line, but there's a shield battery. Shield battery is ready. Oracle forced back. And the recoil is not going to be good enough. Oracle does fall. At the same time, Stargate is depowered. And MaNa's in trouble. MaNa, he is in trouble here. Now, the problem being, of course, MaNa, one, he's investing into a Nexus that Krystianer did not, as he's focusing on Stalker Warpins and reinforcements. Likewise, MaNa invests into a Stargate that is not applicable either. Not coming into play, as it is depowered. So MaNa, he's down to 2 gates. 2 gates, 2 Warpins at a time. And Krystianer, how many does he have? He has 3. He has 3 gateways, lifts a Stalker, targets it down, and Krystianer, he should be able to overwhelm. We'll lose 1 Phoenix. 1 Phoenix does fall. Shield battery isn't ready. So far, good control of the MaNa, but still Stalkers are getting picked up. Yeah, Stalkers are going down. Oof. Losing another and another. And he just can't keep up. In a mirror matchup like this, he cannot keep up. Not with this kind of supply. Not with the warp-ins. And Krystianer, he's doing it. He breaks the natural. And what, again, MaNa, he can only warp into units at a time. He cannot overwhelm this. He's stuck in the main. He's stuck in the main base. Working towards Blink. Again, working towards further tech that isn't really coming into play. MaNa thinking further ahead. Too far ahead. And the best chance that MaNa has is to warp in a sentry, to hope the Stalkers try to go up the ramp, and then to force field, right? To force field, to cut the army in half. Back at home, Krystianer, he expands. And I understand the apprehension here from Krystianer. He doesn't know if he's walking into a sentry. Doesn't want to get caught off guard. Oh god, but he catches MaNa instead. Does catch MaNa instead. The power of the force field. And again, that's what Krystianer doesn't want to happen to him. That's why he's not going up the ramp. He doesn't know if there's a sentry up here. Oh, pokes in. Confirms. No sentry. Yeah, he commits. He just commits. No sentry, no force field. Voids are being pulled. You're going for the pylon. Will depower. And now MaNa's down to, it's still 2 gateways. But only 2. And Krystianer, he can just calm things down. He finds the 3rd pylon. He can just probe off from here. Make some shield batteries, get into his own robo, play defensive, and get further ahead. I would say that Krystianer, again, he could force the issue and he could have broken into the main, but, you know, he didn't know how safe it was to do so. We see everything. Krystianer does not. MaNa going for a counterattack. Krystianer, he did recall. He's back home. Yo, hallucinated immortal. You love to see it. MaNa, he triggers the shields on the fake immortal. Shield battery is done. Nice force field. MaNa, he targets down. Oh no! He targets down the hallucination. Wasted DPS. The real immortal has arrived. And MaNa is going for the proxy. He does not expand. MaNa, he's forced into an all-in. I mean, he knows he cannot expand from this position. He's too far behind. So it's all or nothing for MaNa. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Krystianer, as he's getting a second immortal. Throwing down his own shield battery. Oh, leaning forward, takes down one immortal. Just the one though. And again, the shield batteries, they come into play. Second immortal has arrived, and MaNa, he will lose everything. GG gets called, and Krystianer will take a lead. GG. Krystianer, he takes a 2-1 lead here against MaNa. Whew, once again, though, a very intense series, similar to our ZVZ, actually, where we have not had a macro game. not at all here in this best of 5. It's been all in after all in after all in. Some of them proxied, some of them forced out of the opposing player. Regardless, we have not seen proper macro play. We've not gotten up to 3 bases, not at all. I mean, we kind of saw that attempted from Krystianer on Era Home. Attempted, but then died to an all-in. And that leads us here into game number 4. Let's go. The pressure is now on MaNa. And again, he is a veteran of the scene, so I'm sure there's no pressure on him. He's been in this position many a time in the past. Krystianer less so, as he is a younger player. He is a relatively newer face compared to MaNa. But here we go. Here we go. Jumping into game 4 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of King's Cove, we have our red Polish Protoss player for Team Liquid. Down in the series, the pressure is on to take this game and to fight back and to force the ace match. It is MaNa. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Offside Esports, leading the series 2-1, 1 game away from claiming the entire series. It is Krystianer. Standard PvP. That's what we want, Pappy. That's what we want. that's what we're here for, Pappy. Let's go. But we're leading into King's Cove, and something to bear in mind as we open up 2 gates once again is that King's Cove is one of the largest maps in the map pool. It's a very large map. I think third only to Abyssal Reef and to Neon Violet Square. So a very large map, a lot of bases, a lot of open spaces in the center as well. I should say choke points, really. Because of how large it is, we often see a lot of longer and later games on King's Cove. So if there were to be a map where we could embrace, you know, a 3-base economy and max out armies and a 4th base even as well, this would be it. This would be the map, especially considering how defensive it is on 3 bases. What I'm referring to, this ramp. There's a very narrow ramp coming into the natural, so very easy to hold, very easy to defend. Likewise, a ramp also coming into the 3rd base as well. Unlike on other maps, both the natural and the 3rd are on the same plane of elevation, and likewise are also both very defendable because of those ramps. So as a result, we often see players getting up to 3 bases without too much issue. Now, of course, in PvP, the difference is because of how proxies work and because of how warp-ins work, you can proxy, you can reinforce, you can all-in, and despite how large the map is, it's not really a factor coming into play. So Protoss players can still be quite aggressive on this map, as MaNa does hide his pylon. Ooh, and Krystianer, he doesn't check. He goes further in, he's looking for the pylon, he doesn't find it, it's hidden further in the main. Oh, and he doesn't go. He doesn't go further in. He believes there's a proxy. So right now, mind games out of MaNa here, hiding the pylon, hiding the Stargate in the main, making it look like he's more aggressive than he is. And Krystianer, he's on the hunt, searching for a pylon that doesn't exist. Or it does exist, but not where he thinks. It's in the main. So nice start here for MaNa. Ooh, but it was a sentry opener out of Krystianer. What does that mean? Hallucination across the map, and there is a high chance for this hallucination to confirm what's going on. There's a high chance. Checks natural, spots a pylon, confirms that there should be an expansion on the way. Goes further into the main, and oh god, he still doesn't check. God damn it. Still doesn't confirm. Now, there is still a chance that it is a proxy Stargate here at the 3rd base or 4th base location. Krystianer going for a spotter pylon. No shield battery yet. Oracle's on the way. There's a shield battery here at the natural. Krystianer, he's in position to defend against a push. He's ready to hold. Safe opener, going for a robo as well. Very safe play here by Krystianer. And the main base is exposed. The last thing on his mind is a shield or is a proxy Stargate, as it would have hit sooner. And this Oracle, it can pop off. He can. And he will. Here gets one, gets two, gets three probe kills already. Takes down 3 workers. Not a bad start. As the Oracle does survive. As he doubles back around, gets a 4th. Oh my god. Oh, takes down 5 probes at a cost though. The Oracle barely escapes, barely survives. But it does live. As we have a second Oracle coming in. MaNa is not done. Getting a little bit greedy. Gets one more probe. This time doesn't take any hold damage. Does get away. And Krystianer is falling behind. He's falling behind economically. Get into his own robo, into his own war prism to reinforce across the map. This nation does confirm the blink follow-up, a 3rd gateway as well. So MaNa embracing those blink stalkers. And Krystianer, he's pushing. I mean, he has to push, but the revelation sees everything. So MaNa, he sees the move out. He is aware. As Krystianer moves out, MaNa could move in. There are stalkers on patrol, though. Krystianer does leave them behind. And Krystianer, he has to commit. He has to get some damage here. As it does move out, MaNa setting up back at home, warping in more stalkers. Preparing for the push. Krystianer, he checks the 3rd. Does go for the pylon. Not bad. Elevators into the main base. Avoids the stage traps for the time being. Nice force fields. Oh, tries to lock down the stalkers. He gets 1. He gets 3. Not bad. 3 stalkers going down. 4 of these stalkers, they're not attacking. They're not close enough. They're not within range. Yeah, brutal losses here for MaNa. Krystianer does get behind the mineral line. Takes down the gas geyser. The force fields have been solid, catching another stalker. And again, Krystianer just trading more efficiently than MaNa. Out-trading so far, another force field. Pushing further in. Further in he goes, the more in this is. Gets another stalker. Takes down another. Once again does reinforce. Prism goes down. That's a big up. Prism does fall. And Krystianer, he's running out of steam, forced to recall. Bleeds out a stalker, but he gets 11 probe kills. 11 workers go down. Oracles across the map, they're deflected, they're denied. Remember, Krystianer, he did leave 2 stalkers at home to defend, and he does defend. Ooh, okay, and as the dust does settle, Krystianer, look at the trades here. Krystianer, he lost 3 stalkers for 6. So the value was insane here by Krystianer. A lot of that came down to the sentries, came down to the force fields. Likewise, he was able to kill 12 probes in total. And with that, despite Krystianer falling behind in the worker count, he now catches up, if not exceeds MaNa. So the better economy for Krystianer. What does MaNa have? He has Blink. He has Blink as the advantage. I believe MaNa has the higher stalker count. Yes, he has more stalkers. He has Blink as well. Krystianer's own Blink has just now begun. And MaNa has the faster 3rd. So MaNa has to make use of this Blink. He's moving out. His goal here is to try to outposition Krystianer, pick off a couple of key units, out-control his opponent. Krystianer's 3rd base is denied, or delayed. MaNa straight into the main. Can blink in, and he will. Goes to the pylon. Pylon goes down. Krystianer out of position. Up! Oh my god, he does notice. Yeah, it does notice stasis. Keen eyes there by Krystianer. I mean, he did see it being thrown down. Denies the other. Nice force field. Takes down a stalker. Ooh, gets 2. 3. Oh my god. 3 stalkers go down despite having Blink. MaNa, a lot of losses. Bleeds out a lot of stalkers there. Meanwhile, Tordeps, they get into the mineral line. Late reaction here to Krystianer. No reaction. 5, 6 probes going down. Krystianer's focusing across the map, killing damage or getting damage on himself at a cost. And 9 probe kills. Shades into the main base mineral line. This should not have happened. 11 workers going down. Now suddenly, MaNa takes a lead. Doesn't just take a lead, he's up a base. He's up an expansion, 3 next side to 2. We speak about all these all-ins that we've seen so far in this series. Krystianer, he has to 2-base all-in. Like, there's no shot. There's no way he can expand. He's on 6 gateways. So 2-base, 6 gate all-in. More importantly, he has 2 Immortals. He has 2 Immortals with his army. Charge has only just begun. Charge is not going to be a factor. And Stalkers, they struggle against these Immortals. So we go for the base trade. That may be the best answer here for MaNa. Just give up on the 3rd and go for the kill. Send it, man. Send it. Blinks in. It goes to the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. Krystianer, he has to hit that 3rd. And he's going for the natural. Yeah, he knows he's not wasting his time. Oh my god, massive stasis. Stasis goes off. Boys, they get shut down. MaNa does recall. Does recall back home. Nice force fields. Creates a choke point. Does create a choke point. Does fall back. MaNa dives to the Immortal. Oh, that pickup micro. Saves the Immortal. Does save them. And MaNa, he cannot fight this. I thought we were going for the base trade. Never mind. The recall, that was not the play. And with that, Krystianer is pushing in. He's pushing into the main base. He breaks the natural. There's nothing left. 20 probes going down. MaNa, he does want to into the main, but he only has 4 Stalkers. Only 4. And Krystianer, he has his own blink. Takes down the gateway. Once again, the force fields have been on point for Krystianer this entire game. Just throwing away so many Stalkers, but they're not able to fight. Yeah, the SimCity working against MaNa. Just so much wasted DPS. Stasis goes off, gets an Immortal, not bad. Does take down an Immortal. Krystianer again working with the SimCity. Using it against MaNa. Slowly pushing forward, boys are being pulled. The force field, oh my god, he locks down the boys. The probes, they can't engage. And MaNa is going to lose everything here. As one Immortal comes out of stasis, the other stasis gets baited out as well. And MaNa, he is down to how many Stalkers? Down to 12. Down to 11. And he's just being chased down. Just being chased down from here on forward. He just cannot keep up. Across the map, we see Krystianer, he saved the boys. Saved the probes. And GG gets called. Krystianer, he overwhelms. And Krystianer, he will claim the series 3-1, eliminating MaNa from the tournament. GG. GG, well played. Let's go. GG, well played, as we do see MaNa going down here. MaNa, he goes down to Krystianer. MaNa, I would say, was coming in as a favorite player. There has been a lot of hype around players like Krystianer and Geralt, but in recent times, MaNa has been improving once again. He's been back on that horse, back on that grind. MaNa has been once again kind of like regaining like his former skill, and it's been crazy to see MaNa's recent results. Despite that, does fall at the hands of Krystianer in a very chaotic series, to be fair. Like, I maybe even still favor MaNa in a standard PvP, like in the mid game and the late game, but we didn't get that here. We had non-stop proxies, 1-base all-ins, 2-base all-ins. We never had like 3-base versus 3-base. That never happened. we never got that this series. Never got it. GG. GG, well played. Let's go. Let us go. Isn't all the scamming and deception standard PvP? It's all about faked everything. True, true. I mean, in a way, like, it's very common. Maybe it's the better way of putting it. It's very common in PvP to hide that sort of stuff. Regular ladder games, most people aren't counting pylons. I would say they are. I think that's something that you learn in Diamond. I want to say, like around Diamond, maybe in Platinum. Like, that's something that that you start taking note of and starts impacting your games for sure. But yeah, is of course a major part of PvP and something that we enjoy, something that we love. You know, let's go. Every now and then it's nice to indulge in a more like mid-game standard PvP, but yeah, regardless, very aggressive. All the series so far, actually, the previous ZVZ and this matchup as well. So GG, well played. Krystianer, he does advance on into the next round. And with that, we are now getting ready for the second half of the broadcast. Let's go. Let us go. So just catching up the YouTube chat. Let's go. But here we go. Let's switch our scenes over and catch up on our upcoming matches. Whew. Okay, from the top here, we just wrapped up with Solo versus Shin, with Krystianer versus MaNa. So far, we haven't had a clean sweep in either direction. We have had back and forths. No ace match yet. No ace matches yet, but regardless, we've gotten up to game 4, which is the least that I want out of this. I don't want any single 3-0s, not at all. But up next, we have more mirror matchups. We have Cure versus Spirit, and we have Skilless versus Nightmare. Those are the upcoming matches. Despite how chaotic MaNa versus Krystianer was, Skilless versus Nightmare, that might be the polar opposite of PvP. We might be seeing some more standard macro games there. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. For now, though, we are going to be indulging in some Terran versus Terran. Cure versus Spirit is going to be an interesting one. Coming into this, I do favor Cure. Cure, he has some terrifying TVT. I mean, a lot of the Korean Terrans are. Like, they have some of the best, if not the best, TVT in the world. Referring to players like Cure, your Beyonds, your Marus. They all kind of play amongst themselves. Your Gumihos and Ryungs, of course. They all play amongst themselves. They improve their TVT. We'll see how Spirit can contest against Cure. We'll see how Piotr can perform. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Let us go. Before then, though, we're going to be going on a short break. We're halfway through the broadcast, 4 best of 5s. That's what we have ready for you here tonight, or this morning. So we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be coming back, though, with the remainder of the broadcast. So take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. When we come back, we will have our remaining best of 5s. Till then, see you soon. See you soon.